This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here and welcome to Boss Starfire, the pay-to-win experience. We previously had a video about the free-to-play experience, and right now we're going to be on an account where I have far more resources. I have Raven, I have Beta Club, and we'll see how that goes. First fight is going to be Kinflan Suckman plus Raven against Starfire, and to be fair, it was not the wisest choice. I believe that the Beta Club will be more than enough to make this better than using League of Anarchy here, but as we'll see towards the end of the video, a little bit of a spoiler, most likely I would have had far better outcome if I used League of Anarchy plus Raven from the first pip. But nevertheless, we shall proceed with this. Kinflan Suckman back in there, Special Tree in there, re-engage the combo, Raven back in there, resetting the darkness, King back in there, now Special Tree in there. And I don't need to tag Raven that often at this point, but I'm mainly tagging her for the power generation side of things, so I can yeet out a special tree with King every single time I get tagged in. Because I think the less percentage damage special tree from King. Raven back in there, another special one. Gonna tag in yet again from a block, King back in there. We're gonna block into a jump attack special tree, Raven back in there. Into a combo, into a special one, and I think this is the absolute most optimal gameplay with Raven King Beta Club. We found it, lads. So yeah, I've been trying various mixes of this type of gameplay with Kinflan Suckman, and I think this is finally it with Raven, because as you might be aware, you're going to get the highest amounts of dot value from a jump attack, because that's simply your highest damaging type of attack. The problem with the jump attack is that it's not gonna be the most reliable thing and the thing that you can easily chain into a combo. So we're going to do a jump attack here into a special tree, and if we tag Raven straight after a special tree, she's gonna be able to chain a combo easily, because Starfire is in the special tree knock away animation. That's gonna be enough for King to chain a combo, and if that's enough for her, King is going to also be enough for Raven. Another special one from Raven, King back in there. And yeah, to get the jump attack in there, you just block after your combo and straight into a jump attack, because the enemy is going to need to use like 2 to 3 basic attack hits on you in order to use a special, and your jump attack for some reason takes priority over their basic attack. So this is gonna be a combo that, as you can see, in one of the most annoying fights in Just Mobile, which is the fight against Boss Starfire, I can do without any problems. So it's definitely going to be a reliable strategy. I'm not sure you could use this against every single boss, though I don't necessarily see a reason why you couldn't. Maybe the Sword of Salvation on Raven is going to play a big enough part of this, because there's rarely a point where she has access to her special one, but if you do a jump attack fast enough after the block, I don't think you should encounter any problems in terms of her using specials. We're gonna end up with this super move from Raven. And this fight went overall as good as it could have went, actually, but I was expecting far bigger values. Though again, we have a level 7 Beta Club, we have a level 8 Sword of Salvation, a level 5 Sword of Sin, so not quite maxed out on the passive stats from the artifacts. So at Fat Rip, should have used League of Anarchy? I know, you guys kind of pointed to that on the stream, I did not believe you, but for once you're right. But nevertheless, we did half of the health. Now moving on to the next fight, we're going to use Deathstroke here, and we're going to put him in the Silver Banshee team, so that after Deathstroke is done himself with his special 2% damages, we're going to be able to deal some damage with Silver Banshee. And I should have used this before King, but I was too confident into Kinflan Suckman damage, sadly, and I didn't. So we're going to have slightly lower values compared to if we would have used this previous. By the way, finally got my gears on Deathstroke, though I don't think this will change much in this fight, because unless we fail to combo interrupt her without gears, we would have had enough passive stats from the artifacts to not die to basic hits, and we have constantly healing from the special too. Sword of Salvation on Deathstroke, we're gonna have All Blades on Silver Banshee and Sword of Sin on Reverse Flash Death for the passive stats. Another special 2 in there with a 22 mil. Yet again, it's great that the damage decreases actually, because that is an indication that you're not hitting the cap and you're dealing your maximum possible damage with a special 2. Combo interrupting again into another special 2 here. Blocking the first hit, combo interrupting again. Another special 2 here. And I'm never going to count how many special 2s I'm going to need because it's not as simple. You just need 6 of them. You need a lot of them, so I'm just gonna keep doing this until I see no percentage value. But again, I'm trying to do this as fast as possible because the more time is going to be left, the more time our Banshee has to deal damage. That's all the way down to 20 mil, but still not complaining. Quite some heavy damage from Deathstroke, if we're being honest here. Another special 2 in there. Combo interrupting again, re-engage the combo, another special 2, and there we go, no percentage damage, the reverse flashback in there. I think I should have taxed over Banshee actually to get one all blade stack, and actually not really, because there's no point in applying the special 2 with her, because there's no abilities we can disable. Yeah, now comes the annoying part of the tie. Look at that bubble! Look at that bubble! I can't tag in my Silver Banshee while that bubble is up because she's gonna get hit by it on tagging. Special 3 in there. Like, the Silver Banshee team herself is gonna be garbage here because she's not able to disable specials, and on top of no crit, that's gonna really hurt her. But still, she's gonna add slightly more damage than Deathstroke would have. Reverse flashback in there. He's gonna tank the super move. He's alive. He's alive. Not the most healthy reverse flash we've ever seen, but he's alive nevertheless. Reverse flashback in there. And yeah, she's being crazy on her. Look at this. Oh boy. So yeah, reverse flash is down, so Banshee is gonna soon enough die. Deathstroke back in there. At this point I'm like, nah bro, we're just gonna sit for the most part with Deathstroke. I mean, we're dealing slightly more damage with Silver Banshee, but it doesn't matter. It's almost over in terms of the fight anyway. Our Deathstroke special 3. And honestly, it's not that much of a difference, I guess. If we were to sit with Deathstroke, it's garbage damage for both of them, to be honest, so it didn't matter. Just pretend Silver Banshee was not in there. Now, going only the League of Anarchy. Again, this is the team I should have used with Raven. I know, mistakes were made. Mistakes were definitely made. And yeah, I was expecting far more damage from this team because, like, on the air counter, I used, 2 chakras. Level 3 chakra and level 1 chakra and all blades, we got like 50 mil, so I was expecting this to be above 100 mil, but my mistake was not using all blades because we're gonna have a level 8 Sword of Salvation Harbor Harley Quinn, and that's obviously gonna give her slightly more damage depending on how many power bars the enemy is going to miss. We're gonna have a level 5 Sword of Sin on Arkham Knight Batman. Sorry if I said at any point previous level 3, it's level 5 now. And we're going to have a level 1 Dragon Staff, so what I should have done is actually put the Sword of Salvation on Arkham Knight Batman, Sword of Sin on Entangling Poison Ivy, and All Blades on Harley. That would have most likely yielded far better damage values, to be honest, because Sword of Salvation is a great artifact and all that, but that percentage damage for the energy that they're missing is really not gonna be that accurate. It's really not gonna be the number that they're going to display there, but nevertheless. Another thing that I could have done, since I'm using Sword of Salvation on Harley, was actually not even using Arkham Knight Batman and using a Just League Flash as a support. That's another thing that could have been done, but it's also too late to keep that into consideration. But yeah, I should have most likely used All Blades. I should have most likely used Raven if we're gonna talk about that. And with Raven, Sword of Salvation is actually gonna deal crazy high amounts of damage because it's gonna scale well with her Darkness stacks. Harley back in there, the usual combo. Swipe right, capture time, swipe right, capture time, swipe right. Arkham Knight then back in, special 2 again. Harley back in there. And yeah, the damage values are slightly higher than what I was encountering on the other account, and that's just sad. That's just sad. So yeah, no, it looks like in this fight, no matter how high level artifacts I had and what characters I had, unless I had Raven, it was gonna be a struggle regardless. But a little bit of a smaller struggle than on the other account, because on the other account took like 5 days of full 6 teams to beat her. Over here is gonna be a little bit of a more smooth experience. And yeah, with All Blades on Harley, I don't think I would have been able to do super move, too risky. That's another thing that made me incline towards Sword of Salvation, but again, I regret my choices. Arkham Knight Batman back in, stun in there, re-engage the combo. Swipe right, capture time, swipe right. And the tap at the end, of course, the ghost tap. Arkham Knight Batman back in. Another special 2. Re-engage the combo with Harley. One more tagging from Arkham Knight Batman incoming, the last one most likely, because there wouldn't be enough time to tag him in and tag Harley back out. Harley back in there doing some combos, doing some basics, and there's not enough time to start her stun actually, so I wanted to like combo interrupt this thing and use her special tree, but somehow I tagged in Arkham Knight Batman and use his special tree, so yeah, kind of a weird ending there. And 94 mil, that's not even double the damage compared to what we were dealing on the other account, so yeah, definitely all Blade should have been used, and Raven, if we're talking about that. So I have here Black Manta. This is my first time I'm using Black Manta in Soul Raids, and I'm so mad because I just got my Black Manta up to 5 stars, and now there is absolutely no fights in Soul Raids where he's gonna have an optimal fight. First of all, we're gonna do this here, and I think it was a mistake not using Beta Club. I'm gonna have sort of Salvation yet again. I think I should have used Beta Club with Vixen and just like Flash, because Brainiac is not gonna do much for him. We have no lethal here, so no lethal stacking with a special one, and no lethal from Brainiac, so the only thing that Brainiac is basically doing is giving me a little bit of attack, and is not that much attack. Flash is definitely gonna be a champ there, supporting my Manta to the highest extent with that additional fast attack hit, and that's definitely gonna be helpful. I'm gonna use a few special traits in here, not really worth in terms of damage, but I did more like in terms of convenience of the fight. Special 2 in there to vibe check for the defense. This is something that you can do randomly with Black Manta in fights. If you're ever wondering, does this character have any amount of armor? You're going to have a Black Manta in there, and you're going to reach maximum stacks with the passives. Maximum stacks with Brainiac as well if you're using that. And then inflict some burning on the enemy and see if the damage values are going to increase or not, and they didn't. Not in the slightest, so yeah, she has no defense as far as I'm aware, unless burning is not working on her for some reason. But yeah, should have definitely gone Vixen Beta Club, but again, it's too late for regrets. It's definitely been already done, so all we can do right now is enjoy it. Come on, Shopting again. Yeah, the biggest advantage that I'm most happy for, because I got my Black Manta to 5 stars, is that now we're gonna have a little bit of a more forgiving passive, because the duration of the passive before it expires and you lose all the stacks has been increased by 1 second. So that's gonna be more lenient in terms of mistakes. I'm not sure we're going to heavily benefit from this in this fight specifically, but definitely since then had some fights where that one really pulled in clutch in terms of the damage that I dealt. Because losing all the stacks is gonna be catastrophic, especially if you don't have just a Flash, because you're gonna take so much more time to build them back up. Come on, interrupting again. Another special tree in there, just because I felt like it. And it's not terrible damage, but again, our basic attack damage is most likely higher than that of special tree. We're also inflicting some debuffs, though they're kind of pointless since we don't have Vixen to increase damage. But yeah, I think the way to go here would have been just like Flash, Vixen, Manta, and Beta Club on Manta, if we were to kind of reflect back on the most optimal approach. And yeah, after this fight I was like, let's see what else we can use from our roster. And at this point it didn't matter, because I knew nothing I would use would get anywhere close to finishing the job, and I would need to use Raven the next day when Pips reset it. So I was like, yeah, let's just throw a Swamp Thing in there. We also have a Power Girl available since she was not used with Silver Banshee, so we're gonna do that. I have Multiverse Flash building some combo for my boy Swamp Thing. He's gonna go with a big fat super move. It's worth doing super move because he's 7 stars and we get a pretty decent boost from that actually. And I love Boss Starfire getting molested. That's something I definitely love to see after how much pain she has caused me on the other accounts. Multiverse Flash back in there, re-engage the combo. Something back in. For special tree. And there we go, it's not great, but honestly it's better damage than we were actually dealing with Silver Banshee on the previous one, just with her special tree. I don't know exactly why, maybe it's because of the 7-star super move kind of thing, but it's actually higher damage than Silver Banshee's special tree, though keep in mind we didn't have access to disables. As soon as Silver Banshee gets access to disabling abilities, there's no comparing the two of them. But it's quite funny, because Swamp Thing is actually out damaging the damage that Silver Banshee was doing with the special tree there. Messed up a bit over there, my bad. I'm trying to, for the most part, go for the optimal gameplay, where we tag in something for just a special tree, because if you play it exactly like this, like tagging something straight into a special tree, then tagging from a block, you're always going to have 4 stacks of All Blades active throughout the entire duration of his special tree. And we messed up over there a bit. But that's fine, he can revive even if he dies. The hidden strength of damage dealer, something you get to attempt. And over here I'm kind of reluctant to blocking with something because he's close to dying. And yeah, I went there with a little bit of a risky tagging because I was like, I'd rather die than lose my all blade stack flow. Special tree in there blocking that. Multiverse flash back in. There's gonna be a super move and I'm not confident in this multiverse flash, so we're going to have Power Girl tanking it. Bro, Power Girl died so many times to super moves on the lifespan of this account. So many times. Poor girl. Something back in there. Another special tree. Multiverse flash back in. Again, I'm kind of reluctant to blocking with something. Though I do have a decent amount of health. We have all blades on something with some additional damage on special tree. We have Sword of Salvation on Flash and Sword of Sin was on Power Girl. I mean, still is, but she's not. So yeah, not like that affects the passive damage from the artifact in any way. If the character dies, the passive damage from the artifact is still gonna be there. I just saying. Multiverse flash back in there. I'm on chopping again. Something in there for another fat special tree on 4 all blade stacks. You just love to see it. Blocking again. Come on, chopping again. Something back in there. And yeah, went with a little bit of a longer one here. And I backed off a bit because there's not gonna be much time for me to tag out here. And with a jump attack and tried the special one there but died. And yeah, that's as far as Swamping goes. 14 mil damage. Yeah, now getting into the team that I should have actually used in the first place. Level 6 Sword of Salvation on Raven. Level 5 Sword of Sin on Raven. And level 1 Dragon Staff on EPI. And I actually love the fact that she's immune to power drain, because then the Sword of Sin will not power drain her and will leave enough power reserves for our Sword of Salvation to power steal. Super move in there from Harley. 3.1 mil damage, a decent start to this fight. We're just at 2 stacks with Ravens, so we're not remotely close to our peak damage here. Harley back in there. Come on, shopping again. Just setting up power and combo for Raven at this point. Playing it super safe. Another special one there. 5 stacks, there we go. Harley's gonna start doing her thing. Stun in there. Swipe right, capture time, swipe right, and as you can see, it's devastating damage, and it's far higher damage than Kim Flant Sakuman with Beta Club could have ever hoped to do, so I was definitely wrong on not using this team first. Might have even had a chance to one-shot Starfire, but as I said previously, too late for regrets. Another special 2 in there. Re-engage the combo. Raven back in there. And Harley back in, and that's gonna be it for Starfire. And boy! In terms of the rewards, I'm generally starting to think that the people at NetherRealms are trolling me. Are deliberately trolling me. We got something again. But yeah, all that being said, that was it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.